Hey curl friends, and welcome back to Cocaknotz, home of the Long Hair Society. Over here, we believe that long hair is our destiny and big hair is our birthright. In this video, I wanted to talk about how to deal with natural, kinky, coily hair when it's not your original texture. There are a lot of families out there that are full of love and full of different hair textures. And one of those hair textures might be natural hair, and you probably don't know how to deal with it. You didn't grow up with that hair texture, you never dealt with that hair texture, but here is your child with that hair texture, and you have to learn because natural hair is different. It's unique, but it can be a challenge, okay? But I'm gonna show you the methods, the techniques, and the products you will need to make sure the natural hair is not difficult for you. Once you watch this video, you will have a better understanding of how to deal with natural hair, how to nourish it, how to moisturize it, and how to promote growth and length. The key in making natural hair more manageable and helping it thrive is by using natural products. Natural products in conjunction with water is going to make the hair flourish. The kinky, coily, curly hair texture of melanin-rich people has a lot less water content than other races. That's why it's essential that you feed the hair water. Water is your hair's diet. And people who are melanin rich, they need a lot more water into their hair because they just simply don't have any. So get in the habit of misting the natural hair with water, but make sure you soften and condition that water first. I use a magic elixir that I deposit into my mister bottle before I mist any natural hair. This prevents any over drying. This softens the water and conditions the water, so you're not just putting straight hard water on the natural hair, which can make the hair drier. That's why you should definitely condition the water before you put it on any natural hair. The Elixir Drops contain over 12 different herbs. These medicinal herbs is going to travel with the water into the hair strand and soften that hair strand and deposit minerals and enzymes. Once you are done feeding the hair, it's now time to go ahead and seal in that moisture. This is the time where I take to use a detangler. This detangler is all natural and it helps create a lot of slip. Because we are focusing on actually finger detangling the hair, meaning we are not using any type of combs. When you use combs on natural hair, it actually rips out the hair and it pulls and tweezes the hair strand. That's why it's so painful for many children who have kinky or curly hair, which makes the process of detangling the hair pain-free. Using a great natural detangler is key. That's why I formulated my main magic growth sauce. This is the ultimate detangler because it helps blast a buildup, which is accumulation of dirt and oils. It also helps provide a lot of slip, so I'm able to use fingers only. It also helps break down knots and any type of tangles and webbing. The growth sauce contains ingredients like coconut oil and lemon oil, which are natural cleansers. It travels within the hair strand and really removes the dirt and buildup. If you have too much buildup on your hair strand, it will block the cuticles from receiving hydration. And remember, I told you that water is essential for natural hair. So you definitely want to make sure the hair is cleansed and detangled before shampooing the hair. Speaking of shampoo, it's important that you do this process before a shampoo. This is what a lot of naturals like to call pre-pooing. It's where you prep the hair to be shampooed. What I'm doing is detangling the hair and putting it into sections. People who have straighter hair textures can just go right on to shampooing their hair. But if you have kinky, coily, curly hair, it's best to put the hair into sections. That way you don't create any more knotting or clumping of the hair. When handling natural hair, it's important to have a lot of patience. If you are going to be working on kinky, coily hair, just go ahead and dedicate a couple of hours or even an entire day to actually grooming the natural hair. So what you see me doing is saturating the natural hair with tons of water. Make sure it is wet, okay? Then you're going to want to go ahead and add the detangler and you're using 90% water, 10% product. It's all in the water. Then you use your fingers to separate the hair strands. You're gently removing clumps and unwebbing the hair and getting through any knots. You're not tugging through, you're just separating the hair strands from each other. Natural hair likes to hug each other. It's full of love. And you're just separating the hair strand from each other. And it's important to understand to use your fingers to do this process. Yeah, it may seem faster to use a comb or even a wide tooth comb, but it will cause a lot of pain and discomfort. It's best to just use your fingers because it's going to promote growth. The comb, for some reason, tends to tear out the hair. It cuts the hair and it stops and slows down the length retention process, which is what is essential for growing very long, thick, curly hair. By using your fingers, you're actually saving yourself a lot of work. It's way easier to use your fingers than it is to yank the hair with a comb. A lot less work. Now it's time to cleanse the hair. I highly recommend using a natural hair cleanser. Natural hair does not need to cleanse all the natural sebum off the hair strand, but rather just the dirt and excess buildup off the hair strand and scalp. By using a natural shampoo, you're actually going to be gently removing all that dirt from the scalp without removing the sebum. After shampooing the hair, it's important not to go ahead and towel dry the hair. Rather, leave that excess water on the hair so your hair can continue to drink it. Then you're going to seal in that moisture using an oil. You use oils and butters to make sure the water does not leave the natural hair too fast. The heavier the butter, the heavier the oil, the longer the water will sit on the hair strand. And that's what natural hair needs. It needs water to be into the hair strand almost at all times, and that will keep the natural hair soft. I use a magic growth oil, which is made with natural ingredients like castor oil, babasu oil, passion fruit oil, and on top of that, I use a softening butter that's made with sow butter. It's also made with mango butter, and these butters are going to seal in that moisture for a longer period of time, leaving the hair strand very soft for days. Remember that I told you that natural hair loves to hug and clump together? So yes, after you put butters and oils to seal in that moisture, again, you have to separate the hair strands, de-web the hair strands, finger detangle the hair strands, and put it back into sections. I know it seems like a lot, but you will get good at this. All you have to do is stick to the process, stick to the methods and the technique, and you will be fine. You want this to be a gentle experience for the child. You don't want them to feel like they're being tortured every time it's time to do their hair. You want them to have a very great experience, put on some cartoons, put on their favorite songs or show, and just take your time and separate. Think of it as crafting or any other kind of relaxing activity. Natural hair gets dry very fast. The natural hair just loves to drink and eat water. So don't be afraid to keep that softened, conditioned water bottle nearby and spray it as needed. If the hair is feeling dry, go ahead and spray more water on it. Add more oils, add more water, add more butter. Whatever you do, do not work on dry hair. The key is to get the hair soft enough to engage the elasticity of the coils. That way the hair will be able to spring back and forth as you maneuver through it. You want to be able to use the comb to part only. Using the pointed end of a comb to just part is essential. Never comb through the natural hair with any type of small tooth comb. Even wide tooth combs can be kind of dangerous as well to the hair strand. So just use a pointed end of the comb to part. And then use your fingers to kind of detangle that area and then put the hair into the desired protective style. Now, protective styles is a style that you use on natural hair that's going to actually keep the hair in a desired pattern for a period of time. Basically, you pick a style that you can do easily that can last a couple of weeks, a couple of days, or even a couple of months. Most people with natural hair use twists or they use plaits. Pick one that you are good at. I find that most people have an easier time doing twists. And it's basically you take two sections of hair and you just continue to wrap it around each other until you get to the end. But I like to use a braid at the beginning and then I twist the end. But go ahead and use just a plait, which is using 3 sections of hair, or a twist, which is using 2 sections of hair. I don't recommend leaving natural hair out all the time or into just an afro ponytail, because it's just going to create more knots and more work for you in the end. It's best to use protective styles because this will help in length retention and actually keeping the hair separated. That way you don't have to detangle the hair all the time. As you can see, I am just gently braiding the root and then I go into twists. If you paid attention, you notice that I never used a comb to comb through the strands, only to part. And that's the key to length retainment, along with water and natural products. You can find all the products I use listed in the description box, and go to cocaknotz.com and purchase the entire line to help you and your child on this journey towards length retainment with natural hair. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel because I have over 145 videos dedicated to helping you with protective styling, growing hair, length retainment, and treating the natural hair. Be sure to share my videos with anyone who has any similar situation like you, or dealing with any type of blended family, mixed family, transracial family, or interracial families that may need help with their child who has naturally kinky, coily hair. A style like this will last a couple of weeks. Make sure to spray it with conditioned water each day and add an oil to seal in that water. You're gonna be great at this. Just follow the methods, the techniques. Make sure you purchase these natural products to make sure you're able to deal with natural hair, to make it soft, to make it moisturized, and to make it grow. Because that's what we love to see. We want to see long, thick, healthy hair. Make sure you teach these children how to take care of their hair along the way. That way that they can pass it on to their lineage, their children, and that these secrets won't just disappear. You're just gonna have to practice, and trust me, you're gonna get plenty of practice, because doing natural hair is something that you're gonna have to do on a regular basis just so you can start to tame the hair. You can begin to make sure that the hair is thriving and is nourished, so don't give up. After a while, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy the challenge, especially when you conquered it. You're gonna be like, wow. I have European texture, Asian texture, but I know how to take care of my child's hair texture that is very kinky, very curly. You're gonna be so proud of yourself, okay? So keep up the good work, keep protective styling, keep using these wonderful products, keep using water, and make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend and share. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned how to take care of naturally kinky, coily hair because it's fun.